we'll show up right there eventually. Let me make sure this mic is on. Yeah. All right, Chris.
All right.
Look at that. Well, we'll be there in a minute. It's like a 4 or 5 second delay.
Okay.
So if there aren't any bleeps,
we're good to go.
We run a family show here. All right, here we go, Chris. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we are here in the desert in Phoenix, Arizona at the CUNA Technology and Operations and Member Experience Conference.
Yes.
You get 2 conferences rolled into one. That's
It's
a pretty good deal.
It's
Yeah,
a mouthful,
it
but
is.
It's good stuff. Absolutely.
But we are here with Chris Saneda. And Chris, you are the incoming Technology Council Chair. Congratulations.
Vice Chair.
Vice Chair. My bad.
I'm not ready to take chair yet, but yeah, I'm incoming Vice Chair.
We can look to the future. It's
Absolutely.
all right. Nothing wrong with that.
It's bound to happen.
So how does it feel to come on in and kind of take the helm in that area?
Well, this is a very exciting role, really. Just thinking about some of the things that the Tech Council is doing. Certainly today we're here in Phoenix putting on this conference, the big role that the entire executive committee plays in terms of the second vice chair, the vice chair, and the chair is really bringing services and listening to our council in terms of the things that we think we need. And we survey quite often, and the result of that is really this conference. And putting on this conference is a big deal. We need lots of and through the councils, we're doing some additional planning. We actually are going to be in Washington, D.C. Later on this month to talk a little bit more about what 2018 looks like. We know that already towards the end of May that we're going to have a CIO forum, so that will be coming about, starting to put together what kinds of topics we want to talk about, what kind of speakers we want to have there. So it's an ongoing evolving event, and it's really again something that a lot of people get involved in, but it's a great council to be part of.
I think evolving is the key word there, because technology is moving so fast, it seems to get faster and faster. We're all talking about that these days, and to be able to evolve with that is a task in itself. I mean, is that one of the big challenges that you guys face on a day-to-day basis?
Certainly, and evolving, whether it's digital or whether it's viruses, whatever it happens to be, evolving is a huge piece of this. We just went through our first speed rounds this morning, so we had fintech up there, we had existing providers with new products, and that's what this is really all about, is bringing out, giving the capability to evolve and bringing new solutions to the credit unions. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's very exciting to be in this space right now. I keep thinking back to like 20 years ago or whatever, and it's just say, hey, the big news was, hey, we have a drive-through, now we have some really cool stuff coming. Not that a drive-through is not cool, but things we evolve, like you said. So speaking of that, what gets you excited about this area for credit unions?
Well, just like you said, Mike, I think probably around year 2000 we said, well, this is an exciting time to be in IT, and I don't think it's stopped since.
No, I think you're right.
It is just constant. So looking at some of the things going on, again, here at the conference, so things we're looking at for our credit union, biometrics is really an interesting area, so we're doing a lot there. Artificial intelligence is something, again, coming at us pretty fast. So I think these are some of the focus areas that we're seeing, starting to get introduced to here at the conference, and then we're just going to continue on, and again, it's that evolution. We're going to start bringing these solutions into our credit union and give our members better service.
Very cool. Anything else? I'm going to get you off the hot seat here because you got lots of stuff to do here. Anything else to kind of wrap up here? I mean, you get an iPhone 10, get a little facial recognition, go to a little Face ID, and how's that going to affect credit unions?
That's a good point. Thumbprint might be going away, so spatial ID. We have providers here that are already looking at alternative mechanisms to authenticate, and authentication is a huge topic. So, getting exposed to those things and looking forward to what's coming at us next. It's all good stuff.
Indeed, it's like science fiction, or science meets technology. It's a really kind of a cool convergence.
Makes it fun.
Indeed. All right, Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike.
Well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Good luck in your new position.
Hey,
Yay.
Appreciate it.
All righty, sir. 4 minutes of fun. Woohoo.
Good job.
I need my glasses. I can't see that far away anymore. All right, guy. You ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Hey, we are here in the beautiful Phoenix area desert with Mr. Guy Rousseau. How are you, Guy?
Good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Great.
We're at this great conference, the CUNA Technology and Operations and Member Experience conferences, getting kind of the 2-for-1 here, and it's pretty exciting. There was a good crowd here last night. Obviously this morning we've got the speed rounds and stuff going. How's the show going for you so far?
So far it's been going great.
Good.
Ever since we brought the two committees together to work together, it's been fantastic. And it's, you know, one of the things I actually think over the last 3 years has really come together is we're actually planning together now, whereas opposed to being two separate conferences in the same building. Now by bringing it all together and planning it together as one conference, it's even more powerful, and I think people are getting a lot more out of it. So it's been great.
Yeah, it seems the two councils kind of complement each other.
They do.
Because I was talking to Heather a little bit earlier, and like, you know, operations, member experience, well, technology is a huge part of member experience. So.
Absolutely. We're the enablers. And we need to hear from the business side what it is that the member experience needs to look like. And then we can go back and apply the technology that we need to do. So you're not doing technology for tech's sake. You're doing technology for the sake of the member.
Exactly.
And it's really turning out to be a great thing.
That's very cool. And now, so you're the outgoing council chair. So, I mean, how does that feel to kind of hand over the reins?
It feels
somebody
wonderful.
Else? Oh. Alrighty then, scoop.
No, it's a lot of work. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. You meet great people. We got great teams, but it's also kind of a nice stress reliever to be able to go and enjoy a conference as an attendee, and not have to worry about all the backdoor stuff that's going on and making sure everybody's in the right position at the right time and all that stuff. I'm gonna miss it. I'll be honest. I'd be kidding you if I didn't say that I was gonna miss it. But by the same token, we need to bring new blood in over and over and over again, and that's the power of this stuff. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, what changes have you seen during your tenure as the chair?
I think one was just really getting the operations and IT working together. We've gotten a lot better at succession planning and thinking not only about this turnover, but we've already planned out for the next 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Kind of how that works and how people move through the various committees so that when they get to become chairman, that they've had a lot of the experiences that they need to make this successful. I think the other thing we've done too is because of all the technology and the need, we've actually changed a lot of the makeup of the sponsorship. We've got over 92 sponsors this year.
Nice.
That's a record high. We have record high attendance this year. And I think that's reflective of the fact that the content has really been beefed up. So this is not the conference of core vendors anymore. We have fintechs here. We have, traditional cores, but we have a lot of new accounts. The speed rounds has grown like crazy. We've got well over 22 different new offerings that we're presenting this year.
You guys are kind of becoming like a Finovate type of thing.
It really is, and that's sort of the goal. It's kind of a combination of like, come here for education, like a Gartner conference, which we actually have Gartner involved now. They're coming to our conferences as well.
Good.
It's the cross between Finovate and Gartner for the credit union industry. So it benefits all the small credit unions and all the large credit unions at one time. So it's a unique and it's a relatively inexpensive opportunity to really train your people and to help them see the future.
Indeed, and the future was in that room.
It was in that room, and
really cool stuff.
It really is some neat new stuff. And I think we've really worked hard. Not just me, but all of the committees to go out and scope. We start the day after this conference ends.
Start planning?
Planning for the next conference. It's a year-long event, trying to find and identify sponsors and cool vendors that we can bring in so that people are thinking out 5 years, not
you have to.
the back 5 years.
Yeah, you have to. You have to do that, or at least you're going to get left in the dust. Which brings me to, like, what are some of the challenges that credit unions are experiencing these days when it comes to technology. I mean, the rapid pace is the first thing that comes to my mind.
That I think in and of itself is one of the major challenges. It's just everybody expects everything yesterday. There is not that amount of time to plan, but I think it's all changing too. We're moving from keyboards to voice, and we're moving to artificial intelligence, and we're consolidating that with voice. I think over the next 5 years, you're going to see the whole transformation, so to speak, of how we interact with our bank or our credit union. It's going to be more visual, it'll be more auditory, less about drive-throughs, less about, you know, the only reason you need to go to a branch is to get cash. And
or to sign
I'm sure we'll figure
that out.
You know,
so you don't have to do that anymore either.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So everything becomes more electronic. It's all moving to the cell phone or even some future device that we haven't even explored.
Right.
You know, I remember when cell phones were first introduced and you carried that big brick around.
Right.
And, you know, whoever thought that today it'd fit in your pocket and I'd be doing mobile banking and making deposits on that. Well, that's just the way it's going to be over the next 5 years, especially with auditory type controls like Alexa and so forth. Who's to say that you just won't ask your house or your refrigerator to change accounts, to move balances wherever I am? My car, if I have self-driving cars, what am I going to do when I'm sitting here and not driving? I might as well do my banking on the way to work, or I can pay my bills on the way to work. Those are the exciting opportunities, but at the same time, it's, you know, security is going to be paramount in that whole environment. While we all want to see the Jetsons and be the Jetsons, it's going to be a challenge, I think, for the IS groups to keep up. You know, because there's always everybody else out there working. The hackers are working 100% of the time, taking advantage of the newness. You know, so we got to make sure we don't get so enamored by the cool stuff that we forget basic blocking and tackling.
Yeah, that's the double-edged sword. You have this great convenience, but on the other side of the sword, you have the security that keeps everybody on their toes. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Very exciting stuff. Anything else to wrap up, Guy? And thank you very much for being the chair and doing such a great job in that position. So we thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I would just encourage everybody, if you haven't been out to this conference, you need to. It's only going to get better, stronger, and I've got a great team. I'm feeling really good about turning the reins over because they're ready. And they're hungry.
Yeah, all right. I like the hunger. All right. On that
Thanks,
message,
Mike.
Guy, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well done. Keep up the good work, all right?
Thank you.
Excellent, sir. Wow. Look at that. 8 minutes of fun.
Oh, no.
Awesome.
It seemed a little bit